just over the stake of this entire draft being absolute garbage. What happened to the show is malvoyant worthless if this thing is going to happen in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. And the build central is over a pay-per-view in a different country. Becky Lynch looks like an ugly ginger. They opened the show with the two women. Becky Lynch looks like that bitch from Game of Thrones that says, "You know nothing, Jon Snow," coming around facing off against Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair, trying to be as dull on the mic as possible. Everybody rides their dick that they're amazing pro wrestlers, and aside nothing from their charisma, their entertainment factor, or why I should hear them in a promo in 20 minutes. These women are on the mic for 20 minutes. And it's like, you're here, but you don't belong here. Oh, honey. Like, bro, Bianca Belair sucks, bro. She cannot control the mic. She has no, charisma. Just having her control a room has to feel like a fat person taking a fart. Just something that you don't want to be around. That's Bianca Belair. Same thing with Becky Lynch. Same with Charlotte Flair, trying to at least centralize some semblance of legitimacy in this entire promo, and it just came up falling flat. And I use my younger brother, because my youngest brother, he's supposed to be the targeted demographic. He's younger. He's a youngest sibling. He's a more simplified individual. So having him go into this type of segment usually could work out for me as an example. And he felt like, why there's two divas in the goddamn show opening the show? What happened to Big E? Isn't he world champion? Yeah. So how come he isn't opening the show, but these women are? He was asking me this entire thing, and over the entire segment, he was looking bored. He was looking bored! It ends over with everybody, like your favorite people, Adam Pearce and Sonya Dykeville, coming around telling you that, well, these women are obviously going to have a main event clinic that nobody's going to remember on YouTube. So, you guys are in the main event, a one-on-one match. It'll be Charlotte versus Bianca Belair. Becky Lynch will be on commentary, and we have a women's tag team title match that I forgot even happened. So we had a rematch for the tag titles in a U.S. title match. It's Jeff Hardy versus Damian Priest to start. It ended with a crucifix pin after Jeff Hardy thought he had him with a swanton bomb after a near fall. And it was so dull. If Jeff is already on SmackDown and Priest was already drafted back over to Raw. So the sentiments of even them doing a title match when some guy's on another brand. And by the way, the logic of you needing to draft back your fucking champions is the most brain dead idea I've ever heard. Why do you have to scramblize the draft anymore? That means that going to SmackDown or Raw doesn't even matter. And just to bring it into perspective, wasn't Jeff back on SmackDown feuding in that shit feud with Sheamus back last year? So the sentiments of Jeff going back to SmackDown makes no apparent change. And probably in 6 months, he's going to change back to Raw if he comes back from an injury or, hell, another drug overusage. That's about it. Then Austin Theory came over, trying to be like, I'm a fan, and he attacks him. Even my young little brother saw that coming. I obviously saw that coming, because why would Austin Theory come in just to take a selfie with Jeff Hardy? So it looks like we're going to have a great back and forth 50-50 booking contest where we're going to have great work rate matches. And it's going to be where those other weirdos that coming around with their fat neck beards, coming around screaming and looking sounding antisocial, are going to say, oh my god, well, we had Jeff Hardy and Austin Theory. Great match. Everybody's trying to sound like Brian and Vinny, even though I know these men didn't get pussy until they hit their mid-30s. So next we had Shayna Baszler versus Dana Brick. I'm saying that because she's a brick house. Well, they had a match. This is obviously sentimenting over, the heat that she's getting, feuding with Nia Jackson, breaking everybody's arm. She did the same thing to Eva Marie the next week, and she was about to attempt the same thing over with Dana Brooke, and thinks that the draft won't be complete until the 22nd. They are literally forcing this over our throats so Doudrop can get over. That's the only thing. They're sentimenting that Doudrop's the fat savior coming around trying to break the shit out of Shayna Baszler trying to stop her from breaking people's arms, okay? And then we had, of course, Garza and Humberto against Mansoor and Mustafa. Shocking how we have two SmackDown stars wrestle on Raw. How come you guys couldn't confirm the draft until next week? Why do we have to wait 2 weeks after a pay-per-view? Makes no sense to me, bro. Like I'm having no emotional impact seeing these two hashed out singles wrestlers like come out for a tag team. It's Team 7-Eleven versus Team Green Card. I don't care if that sounds offensive at this point. These guys have no personality except possibly Angel Garza. The rest are just flippy dippy 205 livers. It wins over a pinfall after flippy counter after flippy counter after pin, and it wins over roll up. So it looks like these guys are just gonna have amazing 10-minute matches and are gonna go nowhere. And then we had Big E, McIntyre against Robert Roode and Ziggler, with Ziggler trying, before the match even happening, going over that you were his lackey, and if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be on the food chain. Same thing with Drew McIntyre after getting in his coattails and trying to ask for a thank you. And it's like, whoa, we're going to kick your ass tonight. And this is before that happened, Big E trying to call up over McIntyre, so they're going to feud. That's about it. They're just going to issue over a title shot. McIntyre didn't earn it. He just gets it because Bobby Lashley's not the champion anymore. Didn't even speak to authority figures after he made the rules. Like, they want to make sure there's no importance to McIntyre coming back to the title frame. He's just there, so he gets a title shot. I just love WWE. So, after the match, we had the tag match, and it went as planned. They try to outdo each other. Big E comes over with a hot tag. After trying to attempt the big ending, it ends with McIntyre trying to steal his thunder and hit the Claymore because this is a couple tag team. Of course, they wouldn't get along. And it ends with Big E hitting the big ending on Robert Roode. And that's about it. By the way, Robert Roode and Ziggler are now on Raw. So any sentiments for any interest on SmackDown went down the window because they're probably going to break up. And then we had Nikki ASS with Rhea Ripley, a new one. Like, I'm trying to find good name flips, people. Don't judge me. But we had a rematch with Natalya and Tamina. And it ended with Tamina hitting over a splash. No, I think it was that crossbody from Nikki ASH and then the Riptide. The Jobbers lost. I don't remember much about this match. All I see is the finish. I don't feel like it went anywhere. Nikki ASH is obviously not over. And I don't care about Rhea Ripley. Sure, she's a stunningly looking woman. She has a bit of talent, but like, they're not expressing any other personality other than she has some type of rocker motif about her, even though she expresses no charisma. Like, I'm not getting anything from her, bro. Then we had Lashley agreeing to face Goldberg in a match after trying to proclaim that he doesn't want a piece of him until Crown Jewel after disrespecting his son, and showing that he's going to be there to break his neck with Hurt Business trying to jump him from behind, ending with the Hurt Business obviously dropping out, because you really think they're going to treat a 40-something-year-old Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander like they're going to be any threat? Like, if it was Batista and Orton, these guys are going to come around because Batista's the powerhouse. Orton's the slick, athletic, young guy that could probably RKO you out of nowhere. Well, Batista's going to overwhelm you with his strength. That's what made Evolution feel like if Triple H can't handle him, Evolution will. In 3 different ways. That's what made Evolution cool. And now it feels like, oh, just Lashley and MVP. It's just Lashley. With 2 old black people and 1 young black guy that no one cares about. That's cool. And people hyped Keith Lee coming to Hurt Business because he's black. That's it. Next we have, of course, the Hurt Business beating the New Day. Yeah, it just transitioned into a tag team match. And then with Xavier Woods pinning Shelton after he did the walk the ropes elbow. There's a midnight hour that got countered. I don't remember most about this match because it was all forgettable and this awkwardly transitioned because it's 3 hours and we need the New Day to wrestle for some apparent reason. Then we had Orton face off against Moose for the for obviously for a match after a promo segment issuing over like, I'm gonna hit your big ass with the most dangerous letters in the WWE. They already got an issue title shot, but this is this is the great formula because they're tag teams. I mean, they have to wrestle. Orton wins. That was our last male match of the night. It was just to set up the match. I don't think it ended in the contest. Orton just hits Omos and Styles with the RKO. I thought it was going to turn into a match. But then we had Bianca Belair and Charlotte, and it was an average affair. The KOD nearly was about to finish the match. A bit of trash talk on Becky Lynch on the commentary table. And, like, is this, like, the sentiment of a main event? Like, three women that are not not mainstream status, like, main events, Raw, like, I'm not getting the look of this. Bianca Belair is not a star. Becky Lynch trying to look like a bitch from The Fifth Element. Stunt double. And Charlotte Flair just felt there. And then it ends over on DQ, making the match really invalid because this was just a basic grudge match sold with no benefit in mind. Thanks, these women already got books on pay-per-view. So they don't put this over in the middle of the show and make the Lashley and Goldberg segment last because those are two big stars. Or try to feature the world champion and headlining the main event because they have no trust in Big E. So it's obvious that this show is just to fail in the get-go. Like, the show was garbage. Like a 3 out of 10, please. And this draft was awful. There was no monumental changes. We don't even have a sentiment of a GM. Just these two farts that have no personality. They're just there because, oh, we're going to do this for the fans. God, it's like two Scott D'Amores, except one's lesbian. The other one looks like he's probably going to turn gay off his wife. Let me look this up, man, because I obviously have no time in the world to coming around keep like going over this stupid draft. Because all I remember was Rollins went to Raw, Sheamus is now on SmackDown, Street Profits are back on Raw, some guy named Gable Stephenson's on Raw that I heard is a game changer because he's another Olympic gold medalist from the WWE, except he looks like he looks like Daniel Cormier with NBA height with no charisma. Hopefully he does become a star because WWE drastically needs some. Mia Yim is now on Raw, so they obviously trying to get rid of the moniker of Retribution. Thank God. Just awful, bro. I'm trying to care. We also had Kevin Owens coming in. He had a segment because Miz is getting ready for Dancing with the Stars, and that's it. Like a stunner, because of course the stunner's over, and then we had the Queen of the Ring advertised. Like, bro, I don't care about Queen of the Rings. I don't care. Like, none of these women are over. Why would it matter? The Queen of the Ring is not even as prestigious as the King of the Ring, so why just force it down our throats just to give women the same thing as the men? It makes no difference. Bro, it's so boring. This show was so dull. And just to think that the draft was any way, shape, or form going to change the aspect of the show, just get rid of it. Make Fox must-see TV. Make USA must-see TV. That's what you guys are missing. No one gives a shit of if Jeff Hardy goes to Raw or SmackDown for the 25th time. It's not going to change the atmosphere of the show because you have no atmosphere for both shows. I don't know, man. That's it coming from me. Thanks for watching. If you had any patience in the world to take up and watch the video, and please, I don't know if I can add a link in the description. But me and Destroyer BHB, cool YouTuber, watch his shit. Also gonna link his channel down in the description. Kind of 0-1 because I had really good fun in that video involving me and him ripping apart 15 reasons why Carmella sucks. It's on there, posted early in this afternoon. I'll make sure more people get to see it that are subscribed to my channel if you're an outside coming in. So there we go. Shameless plug away. Now for the outro. Thanks for watching. That's it for me.